high school sweethearts together, bought a restaurant together, lived together. Everything they did was together. And it was only during the no contact rule that she was forced to become a little bit more independent with her life. And as a result of that, she did all of these amazing things. She got her own job. She went back to school. She got a new apartment. All of these things are independent decisions. And I think that independent aspect is such an overlooked aspect of this entire equation because remember, codependents aren't very independent. And so the first thing that you should be doing during the no contact rule, if you really want to truly get over someone, is focus on being a little bit more independent, being a little bit more self-reliant. The second thing that she did that really struck me was this idea of patience. So I even talked about this in the actual interview. I complimented her on how patient she was. She essentially played the long game. She didn't really get upset when things didn't immediately go her way. And I think that's kind of the difficult part for a lot of people who are new to this to realize. They're often expecting the results to happen during the no contact rule, during the initial 21 to 45 days, whether that's getting their ex back or whether that's getting over their ex. But the reality is sometimes it can take up to 6 to 7 months to fully get over someone or fully get someone back. You need to have patience, and patience is kind of the enemy of someone with a lot of anxious or anxiety or codependent tendencies. So if you're not kind of getting the theme here, what you should be doing with your no contact rule is finding ways to cope with not only your anxiety, but to cope with your codependent tendencies. Because it has this interesting synergistic effect where it can allow you to accomplish two things. You can either become more attractive to your ex and all of a sudden they want you back, or you outgrow your ex and you're kind of not interested in getting them back anymore. This is actually why when people ask me, Chris, should I get my ex back? I'm not always immediately going to give them an answer. And that's because I feel like a lot of times they already know the answer before they ask it, especially if they haven't done a no contact rule. I always like to tell people, don't make that decision until you've actually completed a no contact rule and outgrown your ex. Because if you've done that, what you'll find is you're not going to look at the relationship with rose-colored glasses anymore. You're not going to see it just for the peak moments. You're also going to see the low moments. You're going to be able to look at the experience as a whole in a little bit more of a honest way. And you'll often, if you do what I'm suggesting here, you'll have more confidence. And that was kind of the third thing that I noticed Ashley had in her success story. So the confidence aspect is the thing that I think kind of comes last. Confidence is usually derived from your own internal success or accomplishments. Usually during a breakup, you're at your lowest moment. It feels like you're not having a lot of success in life. Oftentimes what you'll find is that the emotions or the failure of the breakup kind of bleeds over into the other elements of your life, kind of negatively impacting them. And you really have to start rebuilding yourself. And the no contact rule, I guess what I've noticed that it does, and the people who are successful with it, is it allows you to take a break from thinking too much about your ex, as long as you're doing something productive for you, something that will build your confidence. So in the case of Ashley, she started doing independent things. She worked a little bit every day. It didn't have to be much, but it was kind of the whole Rome isn't built in a day mentality. Over time, the momentum really got going, and as a result, she found that she was more confident. So after the no contact rule, when she actually started talking to her ex again, he started noticing the change. He started becoming more interested. Of course, he wasn't interested in getting back right away, but she had accomplished the patience aspect during the no contact rule. So she knew, okay, I'll just be patient. I've been doing so well in my life. It just gives me time to focus more on my life. And it got to the point even where Ashley, who was previously engaged to this ex, actually gave the ring back. And she was confident giving the ring back because she knew she was going to get the ring back. And of course, she ended up getting him back. The point I'm trying to make is it was that period of no contact where she shifted her paradigm. She thought less about her ex and getting her ex back or moving on from her ex, and more about, let's just rebuild myself. Let's just improve myself. she started all of this during that no contact rule. So, in my opinion, if you want to use the no contact rule and you're thinking it's a really great way to get over someone, I actually think it's not necessarily about ignoring your ex and things will magically fix themselves. It's about ignoring your ex so you don't have distractions and using that time to heal yourself. And that's the thing that most people miss.